All right, good morning everyone. Welcome to week 4. So this presentation is not going to be unlike the past presentations that we've listened to. We will, in this presentation, do a little bit of a reflection on week 3, some of the basic takeaway. We will overview week 4, and lastly we'll finish up with a little bit of information on the sales channel PowerPoint, where most of the details with your assignment will be specifically in the weekly folder, so look for additional details there. So, reflection on week 3. This week we only had one chapter to read in the book, and that was on customer buying behavior. That is definitely not simple, pretty complex, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. There was also an article to read, Customer Segmentation, and we had some discussion questions. There were 4 discussion questions this week, and you did an excellent job. Good job, critical thinking, and the assignment. So, who are your customers? I'm looking forward to finishing those up. If I have any concerns individually, I will address those. So, just so you know, you will get feedback timely. So going forward, we'll make sure we're on target to reach the final project. So in chapter 4, here's some of the basic takeaway that I found was essential to understand moving forward. So customer buying behavior, it's a very complex process. Purchases are made to meet needs, right? But there is a process involved in that decision making. And there's also social and cultural influences. And because of that, there's really this segmentation of buyers. And we want to segment them so we can meet their needs as our particular retail outfit. So some four basic pieces. Demographics, and that's really gender, age group, income level, or education level, but it really doesn't tell us everything about the person, so there's additional pieces to that. We also have geographic, where they're located, psychographic, which is more about beliefs and attitudes and values, and in addition to that we have behavior. So all of those put together equal our target, or who our customers are. So it's kind of a process to understand. We want to understand the customer's needs, group customers by those needs, identify the most attractive segments, develop unique value propositions by segment, and develop unique go-to-market strategies by segment. So it really is a process identifying who your customers are. And here is just kind of a snapshot from the book. I thought this was really interesting. This is really just kind of a snapshot of different types of attributes for one particular segment, and very, very complex. Lots of different types of attitudes towards different products and different types of behavior there. So, and that's really a lot of what chapter 4 talked about, is trying to identify those and then identify the needs based on attitudes and values and the different types of behavior, buying behavior. So there's good ways and bad ways to do segmentation. We've got different types of breakdown by age. If you look on the left-hand side, there's really just, they say what the age is, not a whole lot of detail. But on the right-hand side, it's a lot more information of who that person is. And again, it's a very complex process, and it depends on the type of retailer you are, and we'll talk about that this week. So moving forward, here's week 4. So we have in chapter 2, the reading will be the types of retailers and multi-channel retailing in chapter 3. So we're going to watch the week 4 lecture this week. We're going to read chapters 2 and 3. We will read The Future of Retail, which is kind of an interesting article, and we'll have some discussion questions about that as well. We want to make sure to participate in this discussion forums, and the assignment will be due at the end of this week, Sales Channel Presentation. So chapter 2. So there's lots of different types of retailers, and that is really what chapter 2 talks about. The retail characteristics, and they're very, very varied. And that is based on the types of merchandise sold, the services that are offered, the cost of the offering. So you can definitely get your oil changed and you can pay a lot of money for it, or you can pay less money for it, and that depends on where you go. If you go to a mom and pop uh, outfit that does more than just oil changes, it might cost you a little bit more. But if you go to Jiffy Lube and that's all they do, that's going to be a different cost offering. And you've got available here both goods and services, and that's what Chapter 2 will go into detail about. And in Chapter 2 as well, what are the types of retailers? So specifically Amazon, that they pretty much sell everything. We have food retailers, we have convenience stores, warehouse clubs, and specialty stores as well. So moving on to Chapter 3. The title of this chapter is Multi-Channel Retailing, and it talks about the various different types of retailing. Number 1 is still walk-in traffic. It's still the store. There's also the internet, which is fairly new, but very standard for most retailing outfits. We have direct, which is QVC or shopping channel options, the catalog channel, and direct selling, which would be kind of like door-to-door or special order. And there's different various advantages and disadvantages to these different sales channels, and we'll go into detail with that through the discussion forum and also after you've had the opportunity to read Chapter 3. So here's the assignment. It's going to be a sales channel presentation, and we want to make sure we use the information on your customer gathered in week 3 as we make these sales channel presentations. How will you sell the merchandise? And what will be your most effective sales now, currently as a pop-up location and as you expand? So let's make it a great week here. And if you have any questions, number 1, please go ahead and post in the question, because if you have the question, likely other classmates will as well. Number 2, definitely email me. I check my email regularly, and if you're unable to get in contact with me either way, you can definitely use my phone number, but I would recommend emailing our discussion question forum first. So, all right, let's make it a great week. We'll talk to you soon.